Welcome to Doug in Exile. I hope you'll give me a few minutes to convince you on why AI is important. It's the future. And if you're watching this on a TV, a computer, or a cell phone, you're already using AI 100%. So don't give me this, I'll never use it, I'll never let it on my property. It's too late. We've been using it for like 20 years. If you ever type in, give me directions on Google Maps or wherever to take me to this city or country or Costco or whatever, you're already using it. Tools are neutral. They're neither good nor evil, and AI is a tool. In the hands of a good person, like you and me, it's good. In the hands of an evil person, it's bad. Just like if you put a gun in a good person's hand, it's good. If you put a gun in a bad person's hand, it's bad. You give someone a car who's good, it's good. You give it to someone bad, and they're driving through crowds, they're Muslim terrorists. So it's not the tool, the car, the tractor, the sewing machine, all these tools, the telephone, and AI. It's the person that uses them. That's my premise. But Trump is going full speed ahead on maximum expanding AI use in America, and the future will be run on the tool of AI. The question is, will it be China's tool of AI or America's tool of AI? But the future will be run on AI. And I'm saying, let's make sure it's American. Watch this.
The directive that President Trump gave us in his first week in office was that the U.S. has to win the AI race. So that's the sort of the key mandate at a policy level. And when we're talking about the AI race, I mean, really, we're talking about beating our peer competitor, which frankly is China. There's no other nation that can really compete with us in terms of the building blocks of AI, in terms of the talent, the innovation, the power generation, the chips, the whole stack that you need to do AI. If the U.S. were to lose the AI race, it would alter the balance of power in the world in a very unfavorable way. So this is something we have to take very seriously. Now, the question is just, how do we win this AI race? And I think there's three main components of that I think a lot about. So number one is we have to out-innovate the competition. There's just no substitute for that, right? You can't just regulate your way to winning the AI race. We have to out-innovate the competition. We have to win on innovation.
We've never had a problem without innovating China, by the way. They steal most of their technology, almost all of it, from us. Our innovation. Freedom creates thinking outside of the box. When you're free to think and you're free to act, that's where all of the innovation in the world comes from. Free societies. Lockdown, Chinese, totalitarian, woke, controlling your thoughts, your free speech, and your free movement is not where innovation comes from. So America is going to mop the floor with China on innovation just because we're free to do it.
Our companies, our founders, they have to be more innovative than our counterparts. The question is, so how do you foster innovation? In the United States, the innovation is done by the private sector. It's not done by the government. So we need to be an enabler of the private sector. And like we were just talking about, when you look at what's happening in Silicon Valley right now, the good news is that all the talent, all the venture capital, it's just swarming this space. You didn't need, unlike in other countries, you don't need a top-down mandate for basically for the founders or for the investors to basically go after. They know, right? And they're going after it. So number one is we gotta let the private sector cook,
Yeah.
And this is why it was very important. His first week in office, President Trump signed an executive order that rescinded a previous Biden executive order that foisted 100 pages of, I would argue, unnecessary and burdensome regulation on our AI companies. And we can come back to the topic of regulation. But so that's number one.
So Trump is already largely deregulating it. I'm not for this big, beautiful bill, giving it blanket immunity. That's not what I want. Just don't put that in the bill. Let it be free. It's already free. We're already able to innovate. You don't need a special carve out to protect it. So I'm against David Sachs, who's against Margie Taylor Greene. David Sachs is for that carve out. I'm against it. That still isn't freedom. But I get what he's saying. They removed the Biden 100 pages of regulation that was made to cripple AI, force it to hire DEI hires into that sector. Okay, so it was not going to innovate and go anywhere. Under Trump, it's going to go huge. Next 4 years is going to be explosive. And I'm talking about you will not use Google anymore. You will use AI, right? So just recently, AI has, for the first time, Google has shrunk by something like 12% in searches. People are using AI to do their searches because they're trying to get information, and AI is better at it. And Google's AI is better at it than Google. Okay, that's a different product that Google makes. And Microsoft has a product too. So all these private companies, and Meta has one also. So Facebook has another one. What's going to happen is the entire internet is going to be using, it's a new infrastructure is coming. Instead of the infrastructure being the internet and Google and those searches, remember it started with like AOL and government stuff. Well, now it's going to move on to an internet replaced and devoted to a tool called AI that we will all use, artificial intelligence.
One is innovation. Number two is we need to build out the most AI infrastructure. We need to have the most compute, and we ideally want there to be a large compute differential between the United States and China. Well, how do you do that? I mean, that AI infrastructure build out is already happening, significantly. The CapEx build out that's taking place right now, I think, is unprecedented.
Okay, just to use smaller words than he's using, the AI build out, you need massive fields and fields of connected computers to handle the computing. And then the biggest problem is energy and power. I don't think solar is going to cut it. Elon Musk is big on solar. I'm big on nuclear. And China is unloading more energy every year. They're basically able to create the entire US grid just in solar by 2030. Once a year, they'll be able to build out our entire energy infrastructure. We have to beat that. We need more power to have more computing, and that's going to almost certainly be nuclear. Maybe a mass expansion of solar, but I'm iffy on that. I think nuclear, you can put up 1 terawatt, which would be enough. 1 terawatt a year means you have to online 1 nuclear reactor. They can be mini reactors, but 1 a year, probably for the next 10 years, just to stay up and ahead. And China, because China is going to beat us. They're planning on building 150 reactors by 2030. China is. And they're already kicking our butts on solar panels, which we paid them through Solyndra, through Obama taxes. We paid them to innovate that, and then we bought all the solar panels. China, they not only innovated or stole the technology and built their own solar panels, but they're massively expanding in nuclear. So energy is the biggest way that we have to compete with them on it, or you're not going to have enough power to power the AI that we need. I'm going to go to Grok real quick for you guys. I'm going to go to grok.com and we're going to do an AI assignment. I'm going to show you an example of why this tool is so big. My dad was a gearhead. My wife just took our Honda Pilot into the dealership to change the oil filter. So I'm just going to ask, Grok, give me a step-by-step instruction on how to replace the fuel filter on my 2018 Honda Pilot. Watch this. We're going to do this, and it's going to spit out. These are the step-by-step instructions. So first it repeats what I asked it to do, and then it goes, these are tools and materials needed, safety glasses and gloves, jack and jack stands for a lift, socket set, including 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter sockets, the specific sockets you need for any car job, flathead and Phillips head screwdrivers, pliers, fuel line disconnect tool, replacement fuel pump assembly, includes fuel filter, Honda part number 17045-TK8-A00, or the equivalent, fuel safe container to catch the gasoline, shop rags, torch wrench, fire extinguisher for safety, fuel pump O-ring or gasket, if not included with the assembly. Step-by-step instructions, safety first, work in well-ventilated area, relieve fuel system pressure. This gives all the steps on that. Access the fuel pump tells you what you need to do. Accessible under the second row seat, fold down or remove the second row seats to access the service cover. Here's disconnect the fuel pump, remove. So you can see these are long instructions, but anything you could go, if you went on Google and asked, how do I fix it? It'll give you a bunch of websites. A whole bunch of them will be spam. That is, there'll be promos. You have to dig and find the article and hope it's relevant, or go through endless YouTube channels that you hope are relevant. AI just gives you the need to know, whether if it's cooking a recipe, anything you ask it to do, it will send you instructions. It is the most powerful personal assistant that you could come up with. Okay, now it says a little bit to do. Here's Trump on removing, this just happened today, passed a law blocking Joe Biden's demand that California have all electric vehicles by 2030. He just removed it. The bill is about for him to sign. Watch that.
This is good news indeed. People said it couldn't be done. You got it done. I just have to sign, right? That's very good. This is really something. And it has to do with the California Auto Regulation, CRA. It's been a disaster for this country. And I want to thank everybody for being here. We officially rescue the U.S. auto industry from destruction by terminating the California electric vehicle mandate once and for all.
Yeah, that's a pagan religion. It always was. We've terminated it. Now the California mandate, which tries to run the entire rest of the country, because how can you be an auto company that can only make electric vehicles for California? Okay, we're going to keep the combustion engine around for a little bit longer for those of us who want a gas-powered car. I'm not ready for my electric vehicle yet. Many of you already have them. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine with it. And by the way, Elon Musk is going to, while he has said he does not need the government subsidies. Okay, this might affect his business a little bit with Tesla. It will affect Ford, Honda, every other one even worse, because Elon Musk is number one in this category, and the number one electric vehicle category will always outdo the kind of competition that can barely make it. Ford is losing money on every electric vehicle that they sell. So now here's more on the race with you will use AI. We're all going to use AI. The question is, will we use American AI or will we use Chinese AI? Here's Mark Andreessen, huge big tech billionaire, great thinker. I'll pause it to help explain things because he's really a little too smart for me.
And to fully proliferate their technology, which they're doing in many areas.
Yeah.
And the world, 50 years from now is going to be running on, 20 years from now is going to be running on Chinese AI or American AI. Like those are your choices.
You think that's how it'll basically play out?
Yeah. It's going to run on one or the other.
How will that play out? Like, let's say it's one or the other.
So AI is going to be the control layer for everything. So my view is AI is going to be how you interface with the education system, with the healthcare system, with transportation.
Education, healthcare, transportation. Do any of you use that? You're going to be using AI, if that's true. And by the way, who wants to cripple their kids or their grandkids by saying, stay away from AI? You're telling them, get out of the market and basically live the life of an Amish that cannot use a car or electric or whatever. You go back to horse and buggy. No, I want all of you to use grok.com for AI. Ask it questions, how to fix a car. How do I make a low-carb meal? What's good advice? Which Bible scripture should I read today? You can ask it anything, and it will tend to give you a better answer than your normal Google search.
With employment, with the government, with law, right? It's going to be AI lawyers, AI doctors, AI teachers. Okay. AI
lawyers, AI doctors, AI teachers. Right now, the homeschoolers in Texas are using AI teachers. For the last 5 months, this homeschool group did it. Their test scores went up to the top 2% in the nation for everything the AI instructors taught their kids. Do you want your kids to be educated, or do you want them to be educated by union woke teachers that are not teaching? I want my kids educated. I'm not saying AI, like I said, it's a neutral tool. It's neither good nor evil. It's who wields it. Will it be China or the US?
Do you want your AI teacher, you want your kids to be taught by Chinese AI? Really?
Yeah.
like like they're really good at teaching you Marxism and Xi Jinping thought. Like, like the cult. Another way to put it is the culture's in the weights. Yeah. Right. And so like how these things are trained and like who they're trained by, like really, really deeply matters. And so
you want your AI that's going to teach your children to be trained by Chinese programmers or American programmers? Do you want your healthcare to be distributed? You're a little AI doctor that's going to be able to do a mammogram, and because AI can check your mammogram results with all of the history of electric mammograms, it will have a more accurate result, and it already has a higher rate of detecting cancer. My mom, who's 82 years old, she's a survivor of breast cancer. This could have really come in handy a whole lot earlier for early detection. So that's my defense of AI. It is coming. It is important for us to dive in. And I trust you with the tool of AI. And I trust American, I don't know about if I trust American companies, but I prefer American companies involved with it rather than China. We have to beat them in this race. You using AI will make you a more effective worker than someone who does not use it. Ask AI to teach you things about your iPhone or your computer that your grandkids don't know about, and you'll be smarter than them if you ask it once a day, one question that you're always wondering about. I use it because my email system often breaks on my computer. I don't know how to fix it. So instead of calling my tech guy, I use AI. AI, I'm having this problem with my email. Give me step-by-step instructions like I'm a third grader on how to fix this. And boom, 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 it does it. I'm Doug in Exile. Shout out to the Quad Club. God bless you guys and thank you.